Introducing the footballer whose ego is bigger than his trophy cabinet. He spends more time rolling around on the ground than actually playing football, making his dives more theatrical than a Hollywood movie. And let's not forget his penchant for partying. He's more likely to be spotted at a nightclub than on the training ground. He's gone from being a lean, mean, goal-scoring machine to a player who's as round as the ball itself. But hey, at least he's got his sister's birthday parties to look forward to, right? Introducing the footballer whose shots on goal are as accurate as a blindfolded archer. He defends against his own team's shots in the Champions League final more often than he finds the back of the net. His blunders with the national team are more common than rainy days in Manchester, and his performances are about as inspiring as a flat tire on a road trip. And let's not forget his pace. He moves slower than a snail in quicksand. But hey, at least he's got his brute strength to rely on, right? Introducing the footballer whose first touch is about as gentle as a sledgehammer. He moves on the pitch like a cruise ship in a bathtub, making his attempts to turn and accelerate more like a slow-motion replay. His defending is like watching a crash in slow motion. You see it coming, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. His back passes are so risky, you'd think he's giving opponents more opportunities than a Black Friday sale. But hey, at least he's got his massive transfer fee to remind everyone that money can't buy agility, right? Introducing the footballer whose career at PSG has been as underwhelming as a soggy sandwich. He seems to have a special talent for turning Champions League nights into nightmares, especially when facing German teams. And let's not forget his heading ability. It's so bad you'd think he's trying to high-five the ball instead. As for leadership, well, he's about as inspiring as a deflated balloon at a party. But hey, at least he's got his rigged Ballon d'Ors to drown his sorrows, right? Introducing the footballer whose presence on the pitch is like a curse for his clubs, ensuring they win nothing but heartache. His speech is about as clear as a foghorn in a hurricane, making his instructions to teammates more confusing than enlightening. When it comes to penalties, he's about as reliable as a broken compass, missing crucial spot kicks more often than not. His pace resembles that of a snail in a marathon, and his trophy cabinet is as barren as a desert. But hey, at least he's got his individual awards to console him, right? Introducing the footballer whose performances are as inconsistent as British weather. He's more likely to misplace a pass than find a teammate, leaving fans scratching their heads more often than applauding. His defensive efforts are about as effective as using a sieve to hold water, and his decision-making on the pitch is as baffling as a Rubik's Cube in the hands of a toddler. And let's not forget his fashion sense. He's more likely to make headlines for his outlandish hairstyles than his contributions to the game. But hey, at least he's got his 4-year ban to remind everyone that fame comes with consequences, right? Introducing the footballer whose every move on the pitch is as predictable as the sunrise. He's so selfish he wouldn't pass the salt at the dinner table, preferring to shoot even when it's more crowded than a rush-hour subway. His haircut is as bizarre as a pineapple wearing a toupee, leaving fans questioning if he lost a bet or just has questionable taste. And let's not forget his loyalty. He's the biggest Ronaldo fanboy on this side of the equator, sporting CR7 gear from head to toe. But hey, at least he's consistent, in all the wrong ways, right? Introducing the footballer whose idea of a sprint is jogging to the buffet table. He's gone from being a dynamic winger to a player whose pace resembles that of a snail on tranquilizers. His weight fluctuations are more unpredictable than the weather, making his physique a topic of speculation among fans and pundits alike. And when he's not busy struggling with his fitness, he's busy disappearing on the pitch faster than Houdini in a magic show. As for his goal-scoring prowess, well, let's just say he's more likely to hit the post than the back of the net. But hey, at least he's got his cheat days to look forward to, right? Introducing the footballer whose shot power could knock over a brick wall. If only he could hit the target. He's got the touch of a wrecking ball and the finesse of a charging rhino, making his attempts on goal more like demolition derbies than precision strikes. And let's not forget his speed. He moves faster than a rocket on the pitch, leaving defenders in his dust. Or at least he would if he could control the ball. As for his celebrations, well, let's just say they're more awkward than a dad dance at a wedding. But hey, at least he's got his towering presence to intimidate opponents, right? Introducing the footballer who's more famous for his teeth than his feet. Nicknamed the Vampire, he's been known to sink his teeth into opponents more often than a toddler with a teething ring. Despite winning a golden boot, it was mostly thanks to his teammates spoon-feeding him tap-ins. It's like he has an inbuilt GPS for finding the goal line. And let's not forget that he's despised by an entire nation for his infamous handball in the World Cup, proving he'd do anything to win, even if it means breaking the rules. If you're placing bets, he's more likely to get a hat trick of bites than a hat trick of goals. But hey, at least he keeps things interesting, right? Introducing the footballer who set the record for the most catastrophic World Cup final appearance. He scores fewer goals in a season than your average Sunday League player, and his knack for faking injuries with his former club is about as subtle as a neon sign in the desert. His inability to convert crucial chances has cost his team the Champions League, and he's got a reputation for being as slippery as a snake after leaving his former club on bad terms. He was once hailed as the next big thing, but has turned out to be more like the next big flop. But hey, at least he can still show off those fancy dribbles, right? Introducing the footballer who treats every match like a battlefield, where the ball is secondary to the carnage he leaves behind. His tackles are so brutal, you'd think he's auditioning for a role in an action movie rather than playing football. Known for his legendary temper, he's more likely to start a brawl than complete a pass. His defensive positioning is as random as a roulette wheel, and his knack for dirty play has earned him more enemies than friends on the pitch. And don't even get me started on his acting skills. His dives are so theatrical he could win an Oscar. But hey, at least he never fails to bring the drama, right? Introducing the footballer with a haircut more complicated than quantum physics and a penchant for posing shirtless more often than a beach model. This guy's free kicks are about as accurate as a blindfolded toddler playing darts, and his dribbling skills are so clumsy he could trip over a grain of sand. Don't even get me started on his headers. He jumps so high, you'd think he's auditioning for the role of Superman. But hey, at least he's got his own brand of underwear to fall back on when his football career ends, right? Introducing the footballer whose nose enters the pitch a full 5 seconds before the rest of it. With a Champions League record that could double as a comedy of errors, he's more likely to crash out of the tournament than win it, regardless of where he plays. His ego is so massive that even the Eiffel Tower would look small in comparison. He often refers to himself as a god during interviews, like he's the second coming of Zeus. And don't expect him to carry his national team. Despite his big talk, he's failed to make them anything more than an afterthought in international competitions. But hey, at least he's got his iconic kung fu kicks to show off, right?